3 of the Hart children are still missing tonight. The neighbor says the family's 2 dogs are missing as well. Investigators said that relatives and friends of the Harts have told them that they always traveled together, so they do believe all 6 children were in the SUV at the time of the crash. The missing may have been lost in the ocean.
It seemed like Jennifer Hart and Sarah Hart had it all. They came out as a couple and their families accepted them, but they wanted something more. Validation from the public. Jennifer wanted her Facebook followers to know what a kind-hearted woman she was, so she decided to document their journey of motherhood. She appeared kind and loving on her Facebook page, and no one could believe what she and her wife did. They adopted 6 black children so they could give these children a good life and a loving family. However, the young couple was racist deep down and was doing this just to appear kind on social media. But what happened later shocked everyone to their core. 2 mothers who claimed to love their adopted children abused them brutally and one day decided to kill them. Why did they do this? Let's find out in today's video. The couple came out in 2004 while they were living in Minnesota. Their decision didn't strain their relationship with their family. However, as time passed, the couple distanced themselves from their family members when they raised questions about their parenting. Before they adopted their 6 children, they were foster parents to a 15-year-old girl, and just a week before their first 3 kiddos were set to arrive, the Harts took the girl to her scheduled therapist appointment. But here's the twist. The therapist broke the heartbreaking news to her that the Harts wouldn't be coming back for her. Now, on to the adorable trio that the Harts adopted. Abigail, born in 2003, Hannah Jean, born in 2002, and Marcus Hart, born in 1998. These kids came all the way from Colorado County, Texas, and the Harts officially welcomed them into their family in September 2006. In June 2008, the Harts expanded their family by adopting 3 more children. Sierra Maja, born in 2005, Devontae Jordan, born in 2002, and Jeremiah Hart, born in 2004. These youngsters originally hailed from Houston. The backstory here is that the children's biological mother, Sherry Davis, lost custody in August 2006 due to substance abuse problems. The Davis children were then placed in the care of their paternal aunt, Priscilla Celestine, with a condition: no contact with her biological mother. However, when required to work till late hours, Celestine decided to allow Davis to babysit the children, which a caseworker observed. Consequently, the children were removed from Celestine's custody, and a court decision prevented her from obtaining permanent custody. The Davis children were placed in foster care, with the exception of their older brother, Dante, who was not adopted by the Harts due to behavioral issues. It's important to understand that Jennifer's actions were driven by a desire to cultivate a positive image on social media. Before the tragic accident, 12-year-old Devontae gained national attention for a heartfelt photograph during a 2014 protest in Portland, Oregon, stemming from the Ferguson unrest. This photo, often referred to as the hug felt around the world, showcased Devontae tearfully embracing a police officer. Adopting this child helped Jennifer to build her public image even better. Jennifer actively maintained a presence on social media platforms, particularly Facebook, where she crafted an image of a loving and content family. Through posts about race, politics, and their family adventures, she projected an outward appearance of happiness, successfully concealing some of the underlying issues within the family. In a disturbing 2013 child abuse allegation, it was noted that Jennifer's use of Facebook played a role, stating that the kids pose and are made to look like one big happy family, but after the photo event, they go back to looking lifeless. However, this wasn't the first time someone pointed out the mistreatment of the children. The first incident of child abuse popped up in 2008 when the family lived in Minnesota. A teacher noticed bruises on Hannah's left arm and learned that she had been hit by Jennifer with a belt. When the Harts were asked about it, they were unaware of how she got a bruise. After this incident, within a few months, all 6 children were pulled out of public school for a year. Fast forward to 2010, Abigail spoke up, mentioning owies on her back and stomach. She expressed feeling threatened by the Harts, who had beaten her and even held her head in cold water over a penny they thought was stolen. When authorities got involved, all the kids revealed that they were constantly spanked and not given enough food. This time, Sarah took the blame, pleading guilty to assault and got a year of community service. Unfortunately, even this didn't mark the end of the abuse that these children had to endure. Just a year later, Hannah told a school nurse that she hadn't eaten all day. Sarah brushed it off, saying Hannah was just playing the food card and suggested giving her water. After that, all 6 children were taken out of public schools and started homeschooling. In 2013, Oregon authorities were notified of the abuse allegations stemming from Minnesota. They dug deep, conducting separate interviews with everyone in the family and those who knew them. Some family friends spilled the beans, revealing that the kids had to raise their hands before speaking, weren't allowed to wish each other a happy birthday, and couldn't even laugh at the dinner table. Troubling reports surfaced about the children being poorly fed and seeming smaller than their ages suggested. One family friend recounted a pizza incident. Jennifer ordered a pizza, but each child was only allowed a tiny slice. When the pizza mysteriously vanished, Jennifer punished the kids by skipping their breakfast and making them lie in their beds for 5 hours. Friends noted that the children seemed scared to death of Jen and behaved like trained robots. However, when authorities interviewed the children themselves, no new incidents of abuse came to light, and they didn't mention anything from their time in Minnesota. Curiously, when Jennifer was interviewed, she chalked up any family issues to people not being tolerant of 2 lesbian mothers with 6 African American children. The investigation couldn't definitively determine guilt or establish a safety threat. In August 2017, while the Harts were residing in Woodland, Washington, a distressing incident occurred. Hannah, one of the children, took a daring step, jumping out of her second-story bedroom window around 1:30 a.m. She sought refuge at the DeKalb's residence next door, urgently pleading, "Don't make me go back. They're racist and they abuse us." The Harts eventually located Hannah and brought her back home. The next day, Jennifer attempted to downplay the situation, dismissing Hannah's claims as lies. She attributed the children's occasional disruptive behavior to being drug babies and asserted that Hannah's biological mother was bipolar. Following this incident, the DeKalb family had interactions with Devante. Devante, who was in constant need of food, begged the DeKalbs not to inform Jennifer about his request. In subsequent conversations, Devante revealed that the adoptive mothers withheld food as a form of punishment and that the children sometimes faced abuse. Disturbed by this information, along with the earlier episode involving Hannah, the DeKalbs reported the Harts to both the police and the Washington State Department of Social and Health Services, DSHS. DSHS attempted to contact the Harts twice, once on March 23, 2018, 3 days before the tragic events, and again on the day of the incident. However, no one answered the door. On March 26, 2018, Jennifer and Sarah Hart decided to take the lives of all 6 of their adopted children. A concerned passerby promptly contacted authorities to report the crash after he discovered the Hart family's SUV upside down on the rocky shoreline at the bottom of a 100-foot cliff along a remote stretch in Mendocino County, California, approximately 180 miles north of San Francisco. Upon investigation, the lifeless bodies of Jennifer and Sarah Hart were found within the vehicle. Tragically, 3 of their children, Marcus, Jeremiah, and Abigail, were discovered deceased outside the car. Officials determined that the vehicle had traveled 75 to 100 feet on a dirt turnout next to the highway before plunging over the cliff edge. Notably, there were no signs of skid or brake marks, as reported by Allman, the Mendocino County Sheriff. According to the reports, the vehicle remained submerged in the water for at least several hours before its discovery. Upon learning that the remaining 3 children were missing, police decided to conduct a search program. Later, the bodies of their other 2 children were also discovered. Devante's body, however, remains unfound as of 2024. A judge ruled that Devante was in the vehicle at the time of the crash, leading to the signing of a death certificate on April 3rd of that year. Expert analysis revealed an unsettling truth about the incident. The SUV had been deliberately driven off the cliff from a standing stop, accelerating to 25 miles per hour in just 3 seconds with the throttle at 100%. A 14-member coroner's jury unanimously classified the case as a murder-suicide, though the inquest aimed only to determine the cause of death without assigning responsibility in the civil or criminal domains. The California Highway Patrol stated that criminal prosecution wasn't possible due to the deaths of the responsible parties. Toxicology results further deepened the distressing narrative. Jennifer's blood alcohol content was found to be over the legal limit during the crash. Additionally, Sarah and 2 of the children had diphenhydramine in their systems. Disturbingly, Sarah's Google searches before the incident included inquiries about lethality of Benadryl and the nature of death by drowning. She also searched for no-kill shelters for dogs, hinting at the fate of the family's 2 dogs found inside the Hart family home. The Mendocino County Sheriff's Department officially closed the case, releasing declassified records in 2019. An incident report following the murders exposed Sarah expressing regret to a co-worker, stating that she wished someone had told her it was okay not to have a big family. This troubling sentiment, however, could never serve as justification for their abusive and murderous actions. As we conclude this heartbreaking story, the question of what these children's future would have been lingers. It is not just a story of a tragic family accident. It's much more than that. What happened was not an accident. It was not sudden, and there were signs of these 2 women being mentally unstable, yet no one dared to question it. The devastation of the families of these children shows the dark reality that public kindness can hide private brutality.